Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that she upstaged me at my wedding? I, 30 female, recently got married to Matt, 30. Matt has a stepsister, Tiffany, 28 female. I have met her less than 10 times in the 5 years I dated Matt, as she doesn't live nearby and is not close to my husband. However, she was invited to our wedding. I should mention that Tiffany is very attractive. She is pretty with a currently fashionable body type. She also dresses well and spends money on her appearance. This is well known, and even though I've only met her a few times, whenever she is brought up by my in-laws, she always mentioned as being very invested in her image. I don't begrudge her this at all. The ceremony went fine, but afterwards, while my in-laws were congratulating me, my father-in-law commented that I looked beautiful and in the next breath mentioned Tiffany did too. His wife caught his eye and shook her head, but I ignored it. When Tiffany came over to say congratulations, she looked stunning. Her dress was beautiful and fitted her perfectly. Her hair and makeup looked like they'd been done professionally, and she was wearing a pair of obviously designer shoes. Her outfit was totally appropriate for the event, but I was still weirdly upset by how she looked and immediately felt self-conscious next to her. Even Matt told her she looked great, and they rarely talk. For the rest of the night, every single male guest at the wedding asked about Tiffany, who she was, how I know her, if she was single, etc. By the speeches, I was fed up and almost in tears, and even the best man mentioned her in his speech off the cuff. I let it go, went on my honeymoon, and tried to forget the whole thing. We came back about a week ago, and this past weekend had dinner with my in-laws. Tiffany was visiting, and we learned that she had got engaged. She showed us her comically large ring and said she was planning to have the wedding next year, and that it would be a black tie event. Before I could stop myself, I jokingly said that I was pretty sure I'd already been to her wedding. I was the one in the white dress. She asked what I meant, and I thought there was no point in lying, so I just admitted I felt she upstaged me at my wedding. She laughed and said you can't upstage a bride. I asked if I could wear white to her wedding then, and she shrugged and said if you think it'll help. She then apologized if I felt her outfit was inappropriate. My in-laws moved the conversation on, and we went on with dinner. When we got home, my husband blew up on me, saying I embarrassed him by being petty and jealous of Tiffany. He said he doesn't even like her, but even he knows she can't do anything about what she looks like or the clothes she can afford, and I made myself look bitter and childish, and him by association. I admit it wasn't my best moment, but I thought he would at least understand how I felt given that he heard everyone's comments that night. He's demanding I apologize to Tiffany and his parents, but I don't think I said anything that heinous. Am I the asshole? You're the asshole. You know what made Tiffany so attractive compared to you? Her confidence. If you think it'll help, what a classy, confident woman Tiff must be to react to such a petty, jealous attack with such a smooth shutdown and follow it up with an apology despite being wholly unnecessary. If you weren't busy feeling threatened by her, you could learn a thing or two. Hell, I'd love to learn a thing or two from her. Edit. So I read some of OP's responses, and apparently Tiffany has been engaged for quite some time, and that class act of a woman presumably still waited until after OP's wedding to show off and wear her ring. What? A woman? Absolutely. By doing nothing more than being classy and polite, OP's bitter and childish behavior looks worse than usual. OP, pay attention. What a burn. Classy and subtle and still puts the other in their place. I like Tiffany. With OP's attitude, it's not that hard to upstage her BTW. Confidence is sexy, and well, manners are the cherry on top. You're the asshole. And remember, people judge you by the company you keep. Having fabulous friends, family makes you look better by association. But I guess not this bride. Comically large ring. Someone is jelly-y. I have a friend who dresses incredibly well. Her makeup and hair are always flawless and her outfits and accessories are always immaculate. At my wedding, she looked amazing and appropriate, and numerous people commented to me on her outfit. Heck, we got married years ago and sometimes people still mention her outfit or the girl with the awesome dress. It never occurred to me to be jealous or feel upstaged. People still definitely knew it was my wedding and my fashionable friend loved my dress. I feel bad for OP, but she needs to work on her self-confidence. Yeah, OP is mad at the wrong people here. I do think it's rude of all the guys, if OP's account is accurate, to be slobbering all over Tiffany to the point where they're hitting OP up on her wedding day for deets on her to get in with her sister-in-law, who has a fiancé. For the rest of the night, every single male guest at the wedding asked about Tiffany, who she was, how I know her, if she was single, etc. By the speeches, I was fed up and almost in tears, and even the best man mentioned her in his speech off the cuff. OP, I actually am with you that I would also probably feel miffed if people were asking me for my guests' digits on my wedding day, but none of that is Tiffany's fault. She's not the one who was inappropriate. She's not the one who was pestering you about other guests on your wedding day. Like the Waitrose Queen said, all she did was exist in a space you invited her to. Maybe Tiffany also didn't enjoy having a bunch of dudes hitting on her all night and being mentioned in the best man's speech. I know I wouldn't either. If you should be upset at anyone, it should be at your male guests for their boorish behavior, not Tiffany. They're the ones that created this situation through their actions, not her for simply breathing while hot. You're the asshole. She didn't do anything but be herself. Nothing you said showed any malicious intent to upstage you. Also, OP sounds very jealous and petty here. Tiffany handled this with grace and confidence as well. No wonder why people think she is so beautiful. OP, work on building your confidence so you don't have to worry about what people say. You're the asshole. Someone came to your wedding. Her outfit was totally appropriate for the event, and because men at your wedding were more attracted to her than you, she upstaged you and ruined your wedding. So, you wanted all of the men attending your wedding, besides the one you are there marrying, to be sexually, romantically interested in you, the bride, on the day you are celebrating your commitment to your husband. And she is a bad person for being conventionally attractive, putting effort into her appearance, and having people notice that. Even if you buy into our culture of you get to be a princess on your wedding day, and everything has to be absolutely perfectly the way you want it to be in order to get people to spend what used to be a house worth of money on that day, do you not see how controlling it is of you to expect everyone at your wedding to be less attractive, desirable than you? Should she have put on some coveralls and a baseball hat and sat in the back so you could have the spotlight on you? You're the asshole. Honestly, you sound jealous and petty. She is a beautiful woman who has the income to afford designer clothes. The only one that ruined your wedding is you. By acting this way, we shouldn't be competing against other women. You are marrying the man of your dreams, but you soured it by this behavior. Look at the good things in your life. Thanks for watching. Do you agree that OP is the asshole or not? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.